Hi, fellow classmates. I am doing this video on my project, which is called Human Organ Trafficking, the Black Market. And I want to first off by saying that this is a highly controversial subject, and this is going to invoke a lot of discussion. And I just want everyone to have an extremely open mind towards everything that I'm saying and form your own opinion about this. And hopefully we'll be able to discuss this in a very altruistic way, in an honest way with each other, and we'll learn something. To begin with, the black market is an illicit buying and selling of goods in violation of legal price controls. And unfortunately, the black market came about in around the time of World War II because of the Prohibition Acts, um, which made it illegal for alcohol to be sold. So, in order to counteract that, the people made an underground market, an underground commerce to sell illegal goods, hence alcohol. And the black market sells anything and everything that is illegal. Whatever you can possibly think of that's illegal, it is sold on the black market, whether it be furs, diamonds, diamonds are not illegal, but rare diamonds, animals, rare animals that are not to be sold, humans, um, prostitution, whatever you can possibly think of that is illegal, it is sold on the black market. And that's where human organ trafficking comes into play. In 1985, the National Organ Transplant Act was placed, and it made it illegal to sell an organ, but it made it legal to donate organs. Hence the reason why human organ trafficking fell under the black market. And unfortunately, your organs have prices. The liver is about $157,000. The heart is $119,000. The kidney is $262,000. And it takes up most of the trades in the black market. Hence the reason why it's priced so highly. Very rarely would you ever see anyone needed a liver, a lung, skin, a heart. It's all about the kidney. Most of the stories are about kidneys. Of course, we know that the black market is international, but for the sake of my project, I found that human organ trafficking is mainly throughout China, India, Pakistan, Ukraine, and South Africa. Those five countries. There are six major countries that are buying, that are buying human organs, and of course the United States of America is number 1. And there are 12 countries that are selling organs. Those 12 countries that are selling human organs are third world countries. And of course, we know third world countries are underdeveloped, unemployed, and they just don't have the funds to live comfortably, such as we do. And this brings me to my next point, which is reasons for trafficking. Of course, it's about the money. Um, and it's either to get yourself out of debt or to gain a better life. I'm not saying that these people just sell their organs just to sell it. Of course, they don't want to sell their organs. They don't want to give up, a kidney or whatever they have to give up. But it becomes a last resort for them. When they don't have anything else, no family, they dried out all their funds, all their reservoirs of money. They have two kidneys. They need to get rid of one of them so they could take themselves out of debt, so they could pay back all the people that they owed, so that they can do whatever they have to do. And unfortunately, that's how it is. It's selling an organ is a desperate act. It is the last resort. It's never the first resort. It's when they dried out every single thing that they can possibly do. That's when they sell their organ, and it's really, really unfortunate. I read in the paper that a mother in Ukraine, an unemployed mother in Ukraine, sold her toddler baby girl to an organ broker for $12,600. And it just becomes extremely desperate to the point that they don't know what to do anymore. So they sell their organs, or they sell their child's organs. And I know you're possibly thinking in your head, oh my goodness, who would I be? Why would I do that? Why would I sell my child to an organ broker? That is extremely demoralizing. And I'm not saying that it's not. But before you can make a biased assumption, before you can start speaking about the situation, one has to look at it on both views. You have to look at it on both viewpoints. You have to look at it on the viewpoint of the person selling the organ. What is the scenario about? What is the scenario? Why is the person selling this organ? Why do you have to go so far to sell your child? Why do you have to go so far to sell a body part that was given to you for free? And then you have to look at the person buying the organ. You've been on the transplant list and you've been denied so many times. You have the funds, but you still won't get put on the list because of whatsoever reason. So you have to look at it on both sides of the cesspool before you can even begin to fathom and even begin to make a biased assumption about this. And in class, I have an interactive portion where each of you will get a scenario card where we're going to have an in-depth discussion about what would you do altruistically and being honest with yourself as well as everyone else. So we can know what would you do in the situation. There is no right or wrong. There is no hot or cold, or I mean, not there is no hot or cold, but you cannot be lukewarm about this. Um, it's just a yes or no. Would you sell an organ or would you not? What would you do, life or death? And that's what we're going to talk about. And lastly, legalizing organ selling. In July 2001, an article says that selling an organ may be legalized, so the government will regulate the black market. And that's what they've been trying to do, the government. Of course, Uncle Sam wants his portion because he knows that billions of dollars is invested in the black market. Um, and they're trying to regulate it so that they can get their share. Because if they regulate, of course, taxes will come into play and everything will be okay, right? So, my question to you is, would you still sell an organ, even if it's on a regulated market? And in your honest opinion, do you think that it's wrong to sell an organ? I just want you to think about those two questions and jot down some notes and some answers so that we can discuss this in class honestly and fairly and to each other. And again, just have an open mind. And thank you so much.